Hello, 'tis I again. Today's video is gonna be a yap session, but like partially off the dome, partially journalified. Um, I knew I wanted to make a video talk about my locks because I've been feeling very introspective, and I'm at like the same timestamp as I was when I had my first lock journey. So, a lot of reflecting, a lot of this, a lot of that. But I wrote a little bit about it in here, and I'm also just probably just gonna say a bunch of different stuff as I do. I always go off script, so I knew there was no point in just writing a script about it or anything like that, because I'm not gonna memorize it, nor am I gonna remember it. But yeah, and also I really need this right now because I'm filming this a day after Valentine's Day. And for all my chronically single people out there, you know. So I'm feeling a little bit of post-Valentine's Day blues. By the time I post this, Valentine's Day will have been a week ago. So, but yeah, just need to talk about something that I really love and admire and appreciate about myself. In the spirit of love, I'm going to talk about my self-love. Damn, I could be a poet. Anyways, so let me preface this with whenever I go through different situations in life, I tend to change my hair. I feel like my hair is a reflector of my mental state. Usually I feel like that's kind of how I use it, or just my physical appearance overall. I've heard of other people that kind of do the same thing, where they change something about them physically when they feel something mentally in them has changed. And I tend to do that a lot, and I feel like for the most part it's always been my hair. And so there's been time I've literally cut off all my hair maybe 3-4 times now. And like I said, I locked my hair and I let my hair grow out. So all these different things, right? I've always done braids and stuff like that. Did wigs too, but I really hate wigs. Oh my god, I cannot stand lace at all. I have really nice hair. Not to toot my own horn, but I really liked my hair as it was, just as a natural. It was always I would always leave it in a poofy afro or anything like that. Let me tell you guys, I'm a lazy natural at heart. When I say wash and go, I mean wash and go. So I really was never the type to do a whole lot with my hair. So I'd leave it in afros most of the time. And I think my favorite part about that is just how big it was. I love the volume of my hair, and it was very nice. But as you can imagine, having a lot of hair is so much work and just so draining to deal with sometimes. And me not being not really properly ever taking care of my hair, it just kind of there would get certain points where I was just girl, your hair looks a mess. Your head just looks a mess, and I just need you to figure it out. That summer before college is when I got my first set of locks, and I liked them. At the time I had ginger hair, so it was also really nice. I think I dyed my hair literally a few days before I got those locks. And it was a really pretty color to me. I love that color on me. I thought it suited me very well, and I tend to like more natural-ish hair colors. I've tried dyeing my hair bright green before, and literally dyed it back red or something the next day, because I was like, ain't no way this is staying on my head. But I had ginger hair and I got my locks, and I love them. I loved the thickness of them. I loved I did the 2-twist strand method. I didn't really trust the coil method with my hair. I just kind of felt like it was gonna unravel really easily with me, and I was just I will be fine waiting longer before like the twist pattern disappears and it just looks like a lock. I'll be fine. I think the first time I got locks, it was because I really wanted to not take care of my hair. I was just lazy. I was lazy, and I think at the time as well, locks were becoming super popular. Like a lot of people were starting to lock their hair up. It was like 2021 around then. Yeah, it was that time period, and I think a lot of people were talking about locks and how their lock journey like changed them and how it was like easy to maintain to take care of, and they were like, I was like, okay, I can vibe with this. Like, I hated sitting in chairs for 8 hours getting braids done. So annoying. I hated dealing with my own hair in general. I couldn't really braid my own hair either. So it was kind of like I would always just leave it out or put it in a puff. And I was getting sick of it, honestly. I was just so tired of it. And I was like, I'm over this. So I got my locks. And I feel like that first month I really loved them. Like I did truly like love them and enjoy them. I think that first month or two, I really loved them and enjoyed them. It was like very transformative for me. And I don't know, like I was excited to see where it would go. So it's 2021 and I'm in college now at this university where it kind of feels like it's a big change. It's like a lot was happening, I feel like, at once because I wasn't really used to a lot of things. Like, going to college in general was a very, like, I feel like different experience. Like, you experience a lot of things that you may not have experienced a lot in your life, especially if you grew up someone that was a little bit more sheltered or someone that was, like, very much, like, didn't do anything growing up. And that's kind of how I was. I was just kind of, like, someone that really didn't do a whole lot of things, and I was experiencing a lot at once, and I was in a very chaotic mental state that first semester. So being here, starting like this new journey and experiencing all these different things at once, I was also really experiencing dating. Like I joined dating apps and I was like, trying to get to know people, what have you. And as you can imagine, on those dating apps, in the location that I was, there were a lot of white men, or just like in general. Yeah, there were a lot of white men on those apps, not gonna lie. My type, I would definitely say, I like the nonchalant dreadheads. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like, that was my type before I started college. And so going to college and kind of not having that option really like anywhere, like, I don't know. It's like really hard to describe, but I feel like I definitely was attracting a lot more white men, and it was just like, okay, well then I guess, why not just like try this? And like, cause I was 18 and I really wanted to be in a relationship. Sue me. I was 18 and I'd never been in a relationship, never had a boyfriend, I'd never done any. So I was like, you know what? Let me try something. And I feel like at that time with having locks, it kind of made me feel uglier. There's a whole lot that goes into it. I feel like majorly one of the biggest key points for me is that I feel like I was always masculinized because I'm a pretty tall, dark-skinned black woman. And I don't know if you've watched or seen a lot of media, but tall, dark-skinned black woman or tall, darker-skinned black woman. I don't know if I can so dark-skinned. Tall black women get masculinized like crazy. Like, you have it with Meg Thee Stallion, you have it with Michelle Obama, Serena Williams. Like, no matter what, it kind of just always feel like someone's always trying to call them men. And I'm like, that's crazy. So I feel like I've always felt like I was very masculinized. I was never seen as someone as girly or like someone to, I don't know, like I wasn't seen as someone that would be a romantic interest in anyone's life, is kind of how it felt like growing up. And like, granted, with the fact that I was also seeing how these black women were treated online as celebrities when they're like, Megan Thee Stallion is like hyper feminine, I would say, and she was deemed to be like a masculine figure because she's literally my height. She's 5'10", and I'm like, what? Like, this is crazy. So with that, like, whole in general insecurity of mine being ingrained in me, um pair that with having locks as well, which I feel is also viewed as a very masculine hairstyle in the black community. I mean, at least before it became really popular, I feel like a lot of people deemed locks to kind of be a male hair. A lot of people deemed locks to be kind of male hairstyle, and so I feel like having all these traits like kind of really made me feel super masculine. It kind of made me feel ugly, and it kind of made me feel like no one liked me because of that. Like, no one really liked me because I looked this way and I was too masculine. And it did a lot to my self-esteem. Like, I had very, very low self-esteem, and it just wasn't working out for me. Like, I was like, I hate my hair, and I felt like to me, like, my hair was really the biggest problem. Like, I can't really change how tall I am. I can't really change the color of my skin. So it was kind of like the only thing left is my hair. And it was easy to just hate that because it was something I could change. It was something I just, you know, didn't change as much as I hated it. Well, I did eventually change it, but we'll get there. So yeah, like, I tried dyeing them, and like, cause it was that ginger color. It was lovely. I loved it so much. But I eventually just put like black box dye hair on top, and I was like, and it like kind of ruined my hair in general. Like, it like ruined my hair, cause I don't know. After that, my locks became super dry, super like, I don't know, it was like weird texture, and it like didn't feel the same, and I was like, ugh, like, I hate this even more now. And another big reason why I disliked my locks was because of the frizz, and I was someone that like typically had a lot of neater hairstyles. I did not like frizz. Like, as soon as my braids would start like the box was unboxing, I took them out. So I feel like I could not take how frizzy they were and how unkempt I felt like I looked. And it was just all these different things that I feel like in a lot of ways definitely aligns with internal hatred, I would say. I feel like that's a really strong phrase to use, but I definitely could say that at that time, it really, I like viewing it from the standpoint that I am right now, objectively, it does feel like I was internalizing a lot of, racism or just anti-blackness in general. And I was like constantly questioning my proximity to whiteness, like, and how likable I could be. Like, it was all these things. It was an amalgamation of all these things. And I just was like, I can't do this anymore. And so that spring semester, when we came back after winter break, I told my friends, hey, I'm going to go cut my hair in the study lounge if you guys want to join me. And that we did. I literally chopped my hair off. Like, I was just cutting my locks off. And it was like fine, I wasn't like crying or anything. It wasn't like this big mental breakdown. Well, me thinking now, I'm like, yeah, that girl, that was a mental breakdown, but like, I digress. So I cut all of my hair off. someone who didn't want to feel masculinized cut all her hair off. You know, I don't know. I want to tell my inner self, like, so you feel like you're not going to be masculinized if you have shorter hair. Let's think about it. But I cut all my hair off. I dyed it ginger again, you know, going back to origin. Or it was like kind of like orangey. It was like really orangey, not gonna lie. At the time I liked it. As you can see from me saying that, but at the time I liked it. I thought it was cute. But once again, did not feel cute, did not feel likable any which way, shape, or form. And I think that's where I began to realize that I really just needed to work on my self-esteem in general and how I viewed myself. Like, that's kind of like, those were the turning points for me where I was kind of like, I need to focus on how I view myself and what it means to me to present as a feminine person, or what it means to me just to be like a person in the world. Like, why does it matter how I present? Why does it matter whether I present feminine or whether I present in a masculine way? Like, none of that shit matters, you know? But at the time, I couldn't really grasp that. I was kind of like, I need to be this way. I need to be X, Y, and Z because that's just kind of how it is. And I was seeing things in a very black and white way. But now I can like look back and be like, girl, get it together. So I let my hair grow out, and so that was 2022, right? I didn't start locking up until like last year, so I had to let it, like, I was growing out my hair that entire time, and I got to like the same point as I was before. I would say I definitely think before my hair, maybe it might have been a little bit longer, but it's kind of whatever. But and then my hair was like a mahogany red color. I love that hair color. It was beautiful. I loved it. It suited me really well, and I definitely think like with my locks eventually I kind of want to try to get that color. I'm really scared about dyeing my hair with locks because of that whole fiasco, but I really love that color on me. I think it just like suited me so well. I did eventually end up dyeing my hair black again because I don't know, it's just easy to slap black on, so I just did it. So technically there is black box dye in these locks, but I'm still trying to make it work. You never know. And I was graduating. I graduated in May, like I said last video, or a couple videos before. You know, as I do, I need to change my hair. I was going through such a I was going through such a turning point in my life. Like, I reached such a milestone in my life, and I needed to signify that physically, and I did. The day of my graduation is when I had my hair out and just like a regular afro, and obviously I loved it. It was cute. And maybe like a week or two after, I got my starter locks, and here we are today. What? I don't know what I'm titling this video, but like, or thumbnailing this video as, but probably gonna put like something about loving my hair, because I love my hair right now. Like, I love my hair right now, and it kind of makes me happy because I feel like it's such a reflection of how I view myself now more than ever. Like, I feel like 18-year-old me trying locks and like having those periods of like real self-doubt and low self-esteem, it really reflected in my appearance. And now I feel like my second time around with having locks, I love myself so much more now, and I feel like I've given myself so much more grace and gratitude for my overall being. And I don't know, I think it's kind of beautiful. It just really means a lot to me now. And one of the most important things I definitely can say that my locks have taught me this time around is that I'm literally fine shit. Okay, I'm sorry. Oh my god. Oh, is she looking at me because I'm not funny? I'm sorry. Am I not funny? Okay. She said I'm not funny. Um, no, but like I literally look at myself in the mirror, like even like it's like 8 weeks out, no retwist, like hair frizzy, like damn near have a mini afro, and I'm like looking at myself in the mirror, and I'm like, okay. And like it makes me so happy because I feel like when I was 18 having locks, it was just kind of like whenever that was the situation where my hair was super frizzy, I was like, oh my god, like my life is like crazy and over and I'm ugly. And it was just like all these different thoughts in my head. And now I just don't feel that way. Like I genuinely don't feel that way about my hair. And I love the beauty of my hair and what it's doing naturally. Like I think they taught me to be a little bit more confident in myself. I feel like I was already kind of reaching a point in my life where I was starting to really have a strong sense of self in terms of my appearance and in terms of like where I want to go from here and just kind of like my overall like all the like vain stuff in a way. Like I was just kind of like I feel a lot more confident in what I look like and how I look. You know, like this is what I look like. This is what I look like, and that's just how it is. If someone has an issue with it, I don't know, maybe sort it out yourself, because that's not a me problem. So it taught me to be a lot more confident in myself, and it definitely taught me a lot of patience with myself as well, because you got to be patient with locks. Like, you know, when people are saying like, wait till my shit lock up, you know, that's how it really feels, because you just gotta wait. But like also it's just this journey of seeing how my hair transforms and feeling like I'm also transforming with my hair feels very like magical. I don't know. I don't really have any other words to describe the feeling that it gives me because it just makes me so much more appreciative of who I am and how I grow. And so they're staying with me, like, I'm not cutting them off unless somebody in my sleep, they cut my hair off. Even then, you can reattach locks, so they're never leaving. I do joke around with my friends and tell them, like, when they get really long, Imma just chop all my hair off, you know, just for the sake of it, just to show y'all that I like, you know, hair can be let go, you know? But, nah, it's just a joke. I don't know. I feel like I will keep my hair in locks for a very long time. It empowers me so much more than it ever has in my entire life. Like it also lets me embrace my blackness in a way that I feel like I've often rejected. And I really appreciate that aspect as well because I always feel like when I was younger, I kind of always really just felt, I don't know, like there was, like again, a lot of that internalized hatred. And it negatively affected the way I saw myself so much. But now it is just so nice to kind of fully feel free in that part of myself and feel like it's not something that I need to change. It's something that I really need to just embrace about myself. And I feel like I'm embracing it a lot more. And I don't know. I love my locks. Because I mean, they mean a lot to me right now, just in general, because of how much it affected how I view myself and like kind of how I view blackness and how I kind of view the way that they personalize me and like how they have their own individual. Oh, that's what I was talking about. I was talking about how they have their own individual personality as locks, because locks in general kind of all have, no one has the same set of locks is essentially what it is. Like it's a very unique hairstyle. It's almost as unique as like a fingerprint, I would say. So yeah, I feel like it's been a very wonderful transformation for me. It's something I'm really happy that I did. I love my locks. I don't know how many times I've said that, but I love them and I appreciate them, and I appreciate what it's given me as far as my self-confidence goes, and as far as like my self-esteem goes. Obviously, there's going to be those days. There's always going to be those days. Nothing is ever linear in this life. But I definitely think it has given me so much more this time around, and I feel so differently about it this time around than I did the first time. And it really makes me appreciate that aspect of just my life and my body, I guess. I don't know. My hair is part of my body. Yeah. I guess. So yeah, that is all for this video. I don't know what the next video is gonna be about. Probably a vlog. Another vlog, I think, question mark. Bye.